once again, you find yourself lost. You desire something, but you have no drive, no passion. You know you want that, but for some reason, you cannot get to it. In this video, I'm going to show you some reasons why this is happening. When it comes to our wishes, our desires, and our values, we have to understand that they are linked one to the other. Unfortunately, we hear a lot of wishful thinking and a lot of desires. These are nothing but verbal expressions. There's a big difference here. You see, desires are acquired throughout your life. They are learned. You get these desires from your friends, from your family, from your community. So desires come and go. And this is the reason why you're constantly seeking to achieve this desire. And once you achieve it, you realize, no, there's something else. This is the situation with desires. And the same thing happens with wishful thinking. They are nothing but expressions of acquired or learned interests. So you're probably just adopting another person's list of desires, another person's bucket list. Now, what are values? And you can see it in this illustration here. There's a path, and it's split into two areas. There's a little man there running. Excuse the illustration. And you have your desires, which are acquired and learned. And then you have your values. Now, here's the thing about values. Values are innate. As far back as you can remember, you have this set of values in you. Now, don't confuse values with moral values or religious values or social values. These are very important, but they're missing one ingredient: you. That's what they're missing. You. What about your values? The ones that come from you, deep in your heart. Do you listen to your values? Are you paying attention to your values? Or are you putting more power to other people's interests, to other people's lists, not your own? You see? Values are innate. They come from within you. Values are usually tied to something higher than you. There's something that pushes you in that direction, and you have no logical explanation for it. You just lose your time in that area because it's part of your mission. That is the mission of your soul. You feel it in your soul. You feel it in your heart. And you do it, and even though you have to do sacrifices, you will carry on through the good and the bad. Because when you are connected to your values, you are more resilient. You're more passionate. You see? And there's a big difference here. One is what you say, and another thing is what you do. We all suffer from this. We say, oh, I have to lose weight. But seldom do we really start this diet, or we really go to the gym. We actually can pay for the gym, but actually going over there and doing the routines and sticking to these routines, if they are not aligned to your values, they're not going to work. That's just a big issue here. So you have to make sure that you are congruent. And one of the biggest problems is that we have is that there is a big distance between what you say and what you do. So you have to make sure that these two are aligned to each other, that they are together. When they're working together, you will notice that suddenly when your desires, your wish, when your desire is connected to your values, to those things that are truly, truly important to you, okay? You're going to find out that it's going to take very little effort for you to achieve these things. And no matter what challenges you encounter, you're going to find yourself pursuing and carrying on because it is part of you. It is part of what you feel. You wake up with passion, with action. You wake up with all this intensive drive to just do what you want to do. Because whatever you are planning on doing or whatever you are wishing or desiring, it is aligned to your values. There comes a time where you have to just stop wishing. Don't wish. Remember, many of these wishes were acquired. You got this from your girlfriend, from your parents, from your community, as I said before. They are not really you. So, pay attention to your values. How do you identify your values? Well, I'll give you some clues. There's some wonderful tools out there, and I can include some of these tools in the bottom portion of the description of the video. Especially some information by John DeMartini. Wonderful information about values and identifying your values. You check here and you realize that values, where do you spend most of your time? When nobody's watching and judging, what do you do? Where do you spend most of your money? How is your house organized? What are the things that you put priority in the order of your room, of your house? What do you like to put on display? What are the things that you will continue doing even if other people disapprove of you? What are the things that you find yourself, you catch yourself doing when you're totally relaxed and you have no pressures from anybody? Is there something that you do or that you've been doing from a very young age that suddenly you simply lose time in that area? I mean, you start doing that thing and suddenly you lose 4, 5, 6 hours and they went by you like they just disappeared. Look for those things. Make a list of these things, because in those things you're going to discover your values. And once you discover your values, you will be able to align your desires to those values. And you won't be doing other people's desires. You'll be doing the desires that are part of who you are. You're going to discover your mission, your purpose in life by aligning yourself to your values. So when you lose this motivation, there's usually something going on there with your values. Make sure they are aligned. Now just imagine how it would look like when you take and make this list of values, you organize them in a sequential order. So like the most important value, the one you cannot live without, you put it on the top, and then continue with the ones that you're willing to compromise and so forth. And you put all of those values in order of importance. And you look at those values. And suddenly you know your purpose. You know your mission. You know what you want to do in life. And then you find yourself waking up early in the morning with passion, with energy. I mean, even if you went to bed late, you're going to wake up early in the morning with this amazing motivation and passion to carry on. Because your wish, your desire is aligned to your values. So it is time for you to take a moment to evaluate what are your true values.